boys and girls, I'm going to teach you how to turn your shape hunt into a tally chart and then into a bar chart. So I've gone around my own house and I have found different shapes around my house. So what I'm going to show you is my tally chart. So the first thing is I put the names of all the shapes that I found, circles, squares, triangles, rectangles. And then I take the number of shapes and I draw a tally mark, a line, to represent one of those shapes. So as you can see, I've already done it for square, and there's 4 squares because I had 4 squares found. Then for a circle, I found 6, so I would do this. I would just do 1, 2, 3, 4, cross over like that. That means 5, and then 6. Then I go on to triangles, and I found 3 triangles. So then I do 1, 2, 3. And then finally, I find rectangles, and I found 10 rectangles. So what I would do here is I do 1, 2, 3, 4, cross over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, cross over 5, and that equals 10. So these are going to be your tally chart that you are then going to take and turn into your bar graph. So if I've already started designing my bar graph, and it's very important to notice I have a few features on my bar graph that are needed whenever you do it. I have a title for what is my purpose of this bar graph. I have a title and a title here, so I have 2 extra titles, and this title tells me what this line represents, and this title tells me what this line represents. So here it tells me that these are the shapes that I found in my shape hunt, and then here will tell me the number of shapes that I found. So what I need to do then is make sure that these numbers are going to help me represent these. So I'm going to count by 2s. So I'm going to start, this bottom line is always 0, right here is 0. Then I'm going to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay? You don't have to count by 2s, you can count by 1s, 5s, whatever is the easiest. But looking at my tally chart, I think 2s is going to be the easiest for me. So first thing I do is I look at my tally chart and I go for squares. So squares, I had 4 squares found. So what I do is I look at the square line, I match it up with the 4 line, and then I draw a box. And that represents all the squares found. Then I look at my circles, and I found 6 circles. So I go up from my circles like this, find the line that represents 6, and I make my little box with it. Okay, so then I've got my circles represented. Then I go to my triangles. Now I have only 3 triangles, but I don't have a 3 line. So what I have to do is I have to go up and find the in-between 2 and 4. So the in-between is here, okay? There's line 2, then we know that's 3, then 4. So I scroll over to my 4, or my triangles, make a box that represents 3. Finally, I have rectangles, which are 10. So I go all the way up until I find the 10. You can do it like this to make it easier so you pinpoint it more. And I make my box for rectangles. So now you can see I have graphed everything that I had on my tally chart. So when you're graphing, you need to make sure that you have numbers that go up accordingly to match your tally chart. You have 3 titles to tell you what you're reading about. You can also, if you want, shade them in or even write how much is each there. So that is how you would make a bar graph.